Alright, what is up? Here we are taking a look at the local jukebox AI. I think maybe, about 25 years ago, someone asked to fix this up so that it actually does what it's supposed to do. And there are clear instructions here, in my opinion. The only thing that needs to be mentioned is this does assume that you have Anaconda installed already. I do have a video on how to install Anaconda, and Anaconda is just going to be a helpful place to package all the repos. Anytime you have a repo, you can have your own setup, Python, environment variables, and packages, and what you can do it all in that one environment. So just get Anaconda installed, and once you have that, it should all be easy. All of these troubleshoots don't actually matter if you follow these install commands to the T. And don't worry about the versions, just get the newest versions. Okay, and that's how you install Jukebox AI from OpenAI. That's their official thing here. I think it's one of the best things that OpenAI has released. They're also known for ChatGPT. Actually, ChatGPT is probably better than Jukebox AI in terms of impact, but Jukebox AI is put together pretty nicely. So that's how you install that, following those instructions here, these install commands. Then once you do that, you're going to want to go ahead and clone this repo, and you should end up with two folders. One that is the OpenAI, and it'll probably just be called Jukebox, and one that is called Local Jukebox AI, and that's gonna be called that. And once you have that, you should be good. And what you're gonna want to do is open up this with your favorite interpreter or IDE, what have you. I'm using Visual Studio Code, I recommend that. And in the path to sample pi, you're going to want to change this to your path. And that should be it as far as getting it all installed and good to go. And running it is pretty simple. You just open up the file that you want to run, and you have two options: run sample, which doesn't take any input audio, and run prompted, which does take input audio. Both of them have pretty similar other parameters, hyperparameters. If you have a 3090 or anything with above 16 gigabytes of VRAM, you should be able to run the 5B lyrics, which is the best model. So you can specify that, and the number of samples seems to be the largest sucker of VRAM, so that makes sense because it's going to multiply everything by a factor of however much you're increasing the samples by. So that you might want to be careful with. I think increasing the prompt length leads to samples that are more in line with what you prompted with. So increasing that's pretty good. Sample length, increasing the sample length also just creates a longer sample. And since the jukebox is curating these songs in such a way that they fit a normal song arc with like a chorus and a bridge and a hook or whatnot, total sample length is how long the song should be. So this is 3 minutes. It's going to generate a 48-second sample of a 3-minute song, if that makes sense. So if you made this like 10 minutes, then it might be, you might have to, a 48-second sample of a 10-minute song is going to be less informative of the overall mood of the song, maybe. So if you took a 48-second sample of a movie versus a 48-second sample of a funny YouTube video, you kind of see what I'm saying. Okay, so you got it installed, and you can play around with these settings to run it. I will continually update on which settings I find to be good and which settings I find to be useless. I think we've already played around with that in the past, and there are videos about it, but there is a lot of new buzz on generating music, and they're not doing it this way. So maybe I'll put another video out in the future about how they're actually doing it. It's more of a traditional music generation method, just having some certain samples helped out with a little bit of artificial intelligence, so to speak. So it's not pure, this is a pure generation. No human input. So a little bit different, but there's probably better quality with the other method. So there's a lot of stuff that we will be taking a look at. I'll try and be on here more frequently. I'm still kind of getting back into consciousness as we speak, and we're probably at 25% capabilities right now. So this is the Sunday video. There is a lot of new stuff coming out that's cool to look at. There's a SPAE model from Google that is pretty pretty cool that we may have to check out. But this is to say that the GitHub is updated and it is running and it does work as it should be intended. Following these commands, it should work on any platform and any environment. None of these are Unix or whatever Microsoft is using dependent. So I appreciate y'all. I will be back sooner rather than later, and I do appreciate people still continuing to, show up and say things or join, and that's awesome. Yeah, so heck yeah. So I will be back soon. Thank you and peace.